It's like the TV show Orange is the New Black. By day, so many officers, so many women. An ocean of conspiracies, currency, and contraband.
Where the cigarettes at?
No. You ain't taking that fruit out of here.
By the way, the inmates can't see Orange is the New Black in prison because it costs money on Netflix.
What is red is black? Black is, what is it?
24 hours a day, they're trying to figure out how to get it in. 8 hours a day, we're trying to figure out how to stop them from getting in.
Drugs, contraband. In Maryland, random cell searches try but can't catch everything.
Where are you looking? What are you?
Every inch and every crevice.
When you look at a room, you suddenly realize there's an infinity of places that you can store things. The smallest switch is an opportunity.
There's a screw at the top, and they screw it out, and they stick stuff up in there.
There can be drugs hidden in the soft tongue of a tennis shoe.
The toilet paper holder, and also the toilet itself.
Officers smell everything in the cell.
Making sure it is what it is. If it's soap, it's supposed to be soap. It smells like butter, it's not supposed to be in here.
Other prisoners in the past have made what looks like candy.
What's that?
Homemade lollipop. At one point, they were melting the drugs down and making it a lot. Yeah.
As we filmed, no drugs found in this cell. Captain Kevin Branch is an investigator and says the hot drug in prison is called boxes. It's Suboxone, a chemical which mimics the effects of heroin. It can be found in strips as thin as cellophane. He shows us how one was sneaked in under a stamp on a letter.
Under the stamp?
Under the stamp.
That's
the box in there.
Officers search for it like needles in a stack of hundreds of letters and magazines.
But as you look at the paper, you see this clear square. Looks strange to us. We tore the whole thing apart, and inside is a Suboxone strip.
And one strip of Suboxone enough to keep you high for 8 hours. And the cost?
$80 to $100. We're on the street, they only cost $6.
And inmates in Tennessee will pay $200 for cigarettes, $1,200 for a cell phone.
You do know how they bring the phones in, right? God's pocketbook.
God's pocketbook is prison lingo for the word vagina. There's also a technique known as the dip.
Checking for any contraband. They like to hide stuff in their dip.
On the front of your pants, they call your dip.
The dip is anywhere right in this area. They hide contraband.
I'm searching. Turn around. They'll see me and they'll get the scattering.
Lieutenant Anderson in Maryland has her own constant patrol.
When I do the searches, I'm looking for notes, drugs, in their breast area, inside their panties, in their hairs.
Officers and women, sometimes opposing armies.
Come on, James, I gotta move. I gotta see what I got.
A prison employee needs help.
Can you tell me what was going on here?
No, I can't. I'm not at liberty to discuss that.
Who is the most dangerous for the security of everyone?
All inmates can be dangerous at some point in time.
Why your shirt not in? Step over here.
Captain Valerie Hampton has been an expert on the duel in prison, the manipulation, for 30 years, saying sometimes the officers become co-conspirators. Starting salary for an officer in Tennessee, $25,000. In Maryland, $38,000.
We have procedures that we set up to catch these bad people, and we deal with them.
These young inmates are using art class pencils for makeup. It's allowed, but they say a prisoner will pay a fortune to get real lip gloss from the outside. So how do they do it?
You just gotta know somebody that knows somebody. Hell, officer bring it in, we buy it, and we sell it.
Officially, the women accumulate 17 cents to $2.50 an hour from prison jobs, like yard work, sewing flags. They also have $50 to $75 credit at the commissary, a kind of small store of packaged goods, which they can use for bartering, since pretty much all prisoners told us they hate prison food.
I don't eat what I can't recognize. Good morning.
So we go behind the walls into the kitchen.
He's got a lot of hair like me, so we better get you a red one, okay?
Jennifer tells us every item here can be traded for cash or a favor.
Everything's for sale. Cheese, things that we don't get on commissary, those are for sale.
Especially fresh fruit. Put sugar in it, keep it warm. You can make alcohol, prison hooch. Here they call it jump.
Make sure y'all don't have no apples and oranges on you today. Wouldn't want y'all making no julep.
They're tiny rooms. This inmate, 5'3" tall, shows us how tiny.
This is it.
It's the thing, the constant smells, strong smells, ammonia, people, life, cooking.
In every cell, someone seems to have made a specialty from items in the commissary.
This is called foreplay. It's so good, like you just can't put it down.
Your kitchen, your bathroom, and your living room, and your bedroom's all in the same room.
Are there good manners that you use with the toilet?
I do, but not everybody does. I guess that's all in how you're raised.
Grown women, tiny space, so many years. and something else you see on Orange is the New Black.
That's how much I love my girl.
As the show points out, no code in prison is more mysterious or complex than the one governing sex and relationships. For some prison veterans, what's happening is simply shocking.
They said to me that it's the way it is out there now, Miss Pretty. And I'm like, and this is all right?
Does not mean you're gay. You're just what they call it, gay for the state.
You may not be able to do all the things that a man can do for you, but you still get that companionship. You still get the physical needs.
There's people like that absolutely swear, oh, they'd never do it, they'd never do it, and now they are. And then they end up arguing and fighting and acting, crying, like, and they're so in love. I'm like, no, you're not even gay.
In prison language, dom and femme, dominant and feminine. And everyone says inmates can find places to be alone.
It's called beating a compound. It just is. You make your way. Depending on how the officer, perceives it. Right.
If there's physical contact, aren't there still penalties for that?
Miss Diane, you know I'm not gonna say none of that.
Finding places in Tennessee.
In the closets, the laundry rooms, there's no cameras.
In the freezer, in the kitchen, and I've caught two in the chapel.
And in Maryland, too. But the warden tells us this is not just a game.
What are the rules about sex? We don't recognize consensual sex. There's no such thing.
And we're told this is where a woman's prison can be dangerous too.
And that is what'll get you more in trouble here more than anything else are the girlfriends. That's what most of the fights are.
The warden in Tennessee spots a binder clip in a prison cell used for constructing a sex toy.
Yet I found a binder clip that they can't have.
Can you show me? Let me see.
No, we're not going to do that.
Okay.
That's a security issue.
And when you leave, your secret goes with you.
It's almost like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens in the penitentiary stays in the penitentiary.